Good morning, crew. It is the 27th of January, and I went back down to the river this morning because we don't get a lot of days like this. I was a little bit later than yesterday, so I was down a little before 9 o'clock this morning. So you can see there was actually sun on the river. The ambient air temperature was about -8. I didn't measure the water temperature, but you can see there's ice. So it's probably 33. I think that's what it settled down to yesterday when I measured it. And it was colder. There was more ice this morning than there was yesterday. But I think it's because it didn't warm up as much yesterday. And I think in yesterday's video I said that it was warming up to 8 degrees, and that was a couple weeks ago. The last week or so, I think it's been warming up to 3 degrees, maybe 4 degrees. So there anything in the sun melts, but there's some ice on the sidewalk in the shade that has stayed. So it's not getting much above freezing if it does. I think most of this Frazil ice comes downriver from higher elevations rather than forming locally. But clearly there's enough. It's cold enough air temperature for the ice to be forming that I'm pulling out here as I'm getting in. So yeah. Another great morning, another great soak. Gary wasn't here today, but other people have obligations that cause them to not be available to get in the river at 8:45 in the morning. So yeah, I'm happy to be in the water, and I actually wanted to talk a little bit today. I got an email. Kind of out of the blue, and it's I get spam emails, I'm sure we all do, and I got this email, and it was from something that I didn't recognize, but it was from P. Patrick Hogan at JHD Media, and I was like, that rings a bell with me, and so I went and looked at it, and it's from this guy Patrick Hogan, who I've actually known for close to 20 years, which is crazy to think about at this point. I may have known him for more than 20 years. And he is a Hollywood guy. He does movies, he does sound design. He's an audio technician, but he also so he pays the bills doing sound design for TV shows mostly, and I think he's an Emmy award-winning sound guy. I know he's been nominated multiple times. I'm not positive he's won an Emmy, but I'm pretty sure. I could look it up, but anyway, he is a Los Angeles Galaxy fan, and he's one of the moderators for the LA Galaxy Forum on Big Soccer. And he is one of the nicest, kindest human beings that I've ever interacted with online. I mean, just an overall really good guy. He's smart, he's thoughtful, he's passionate, and he is always kind. And I ended up a few years ago. He did a short film called Virtually, and he was doing a Kickstarter for it, and I donated some money. And he's done several short films. He did a feature-length independent film called Pope Dreams a few years ago, and which he wrote and directed. And I think he co-produced. I think his wife actually is a producer, and she does a lot of the production work. And he has a company called John Hogg Danger Productions, And his screen name in Big Soccer is Trick Hog, which is, test to his sense of humor. So his name's Patrick Hogan. Anyway, he's doing a new movie, a new short that is a horror comedy, interestingly. And I went and looked, and he's done a bunch of these over the years, short films, that is. And he's won a bunch of awards at kind of small film festivals for them. And I went to Big Soccer after I got this email, basically telling me he's doing this new project. And he said on Big Soccer, I think what he said was he's finally got another project where he can't afford to pay for the whole thing himself. So he's done several projects since the last Kickstarter. And actually what he said is if you want to get $1 million with a short film, the secret is to start with $2 million. So anyway, he's doing this horror comedy called, or comedic horror short film called Blindsided. And it's all about, as he says in the description, it's all about the audio. It's all about the sound. And he's actually, the actors that he's featuring in the film, he said the entire cast are people who are vision impaired. And I think there's another politically correct term for that now, but whatever. And it's interesting because I often get annoyed with the overemphasis on, empowering certain communities and that sort of thing. The language of it is so common now, and I've become very cynical about it. But knowing Trick Hog online, I know, that this guy is a genuinely nice guy who is genuinely doing this for all the right reasons, and I wholeheartedly support his efforts in putting together a cast of vision impaired actors to play in his film, which emphasizes the fear associated with the audio side of things. So yeah, it's really cool to see him doing this, and I'm gonna actually donate some money to his efforts here, and I'm going to put the link in the description of this video. I know nobody ever watches this stuff, but in case anyone else wants to donate to his promotion for this video. And I think he should do a horror film about sitting in freezing cold water voluntarily. But, that's just me. I don't know if you noticed earlier in this video, a couple women walked by and I looked up and they were waving at me, so I waved back and said hi. But I also was enjoying throwing Frazil ice balls periodically during this soak. Once again, can't emphasize how lovely this kind of weather, and probably because it's so rare. If we had this weather all the time, it probably wouldn't be as exciting for me. But with the sun on the water and the Frazil ice making that noise as it comes by and breaking out the ice as I'm getting in, gotta say, this soak was a highlight for me, and I'll probably go down tomorrow again if the conditions are similar. We're headed out of town Wednesday, but you gotta take advantage of these days when you have them. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting in the river. I hope things are going well with the rectory. Enjoy life and enjoy the people that you meet online. I mean, it's crazy looking at this and realizing I joined Big Soccer in August of 2024, and I've been interacting with Trick Hog online. Even the fact I haven't been much on in the last 10 years. When I went on for the Galaxy winning the championship this year, um, it's pretty amazing to think you can have those kinds of relationships. Talk to you soon.